Okay, this looks a little bit on the intense side, but I wanted to go through what happened when I realised that brain rot was a real thing. My concentration was shot, and what I've done to try and improve it. So let's scoot these this way. Some of the habits that I started incorporating when I noticed I was scrolling one night and my concentration wasn't what it was, my memory wasn't what it was, and it just, I wasn't on it. Like, I wasn't as sharp as what I normally is. It definitely isn't there yet, but it's getting there. And these are the things I started incorporating when I realised, when I was scrolled over to how much my screen time was. If you've never looked at your screen time, definitely just like swipe. It's the most horrible thing you'll ever do. So my screen time purely for TikTok was sitting at, like, over a course of a week. Okay. So over the course of 1 week, this was a couple of months back, my TikTok usage was 25 hours and 4 minutes. Okay then. And I wondered why my brain wasn't functioning the way it was. So I started incorporating a few things. The first one was put my phone on do not disturb straight away. From there, I didn't look at my phone from 9 to 5, which sounds quite simple, but it is actually quite a hard thing to do when you're not used to it. Alongside that, what I also did was I have my phone put on reading mode from 7 till 9, and then it goes into a sleep mode. So only certain people can call me through those, and that's the immediate family. And then during the night time, the sleep mode, again, it allows certain people to be able to contact me. I have found those so beneficial because you can also see how many notifications you get on the day. I'm not really that present on social media, like genuinely. I was getting 350, 360 notifications a day. And then I was wondering why was I struggling to watch a movie or struggling to watch a TV show that was like 20 minutes long. So the other thing that I did was I picked up a book. It doesn't really matter what book I picked up, I just started picking up a book. This one here is the first physical book I have read. This one is The Ascended, Greenwich and Lennox. It's a fantasy. Do you know how weird it is not to read on your Kindle? Like, genuinely how weird it is not to read on your Kindle. Like, there was one stage where I was reading at night time, and a Kindle, because it's lit up already, you don't need to worry about things like that. You just read. Well, I was bent over in the most awkward angle, and I couldn't turn on the light, and I had my phone literally light on like this, reading, because I couldn't put it down. I could not put it down. So this one here is the third book of Greenwich and Lennox that they've released. Now, I know that this is the first of a different series, but it interlinks. It's like a multi-universe. So it gets back to the idea of picking up a book and reading it, and just reading something that's physical rather than online. And because with online, the downfall with online, it has its pros and cons, but we all know that the amount of information that you get is just constant flow. It's a constant flow of your For You page of when can you stop, and then you find yourself going into this weird swiping circle where you're like, okay, well, what's the next video, what's next? Oh, just give me 2 more minutes, then you're brushing your teeth and you're still watching TikTok, and then you're wondering why your concentration level's gone. So this is definitely one I would recommend. It's picking up a book, going into a bookstore and picking up a book based on its blurb, and yeah, it's quite a nice thing to do. Now, another one that I had started doing, like, when I say reading, this is what happened when I started reading. So there's, except this middle one, let me pop this one out, and so these ones are ones I've read. Riftborn, Dark Side. This one is not so cool. Crown Tide. This one is Alex Astor. She is a really good author. And then I ended up reading this, Laws of Human Nature. Just 2 more that you're actually sitting on. I'll be there in a sec. Then I ended up reading, not all of it, because I'm still going through this one, The Pivot Year. I quite like this. This one's very different. This is more of a personal development, and you have something each day to read, which at the beginning it's really hard because you're not used to it, but even once you get past, let's say, day 10, you get into the habit of it. So I'm not finished this one, but I would like to continue. So then it led me down to reading more, because you go into a different world. It's brilliant. It's fantastic. So going from TikTok for 25 hours to reading, that doesn't mean that I've just been reading fantasy. This then led to also journaling. So this is a bad example, but this is like the only book that I have, and then you're also sitting on the other one. So this one here is called The Productivity Method. With the Productivity Method, it's by a girl called Grace Beverley, and she's very good. She's very, very good. This one's the business planner, because I do have a business, and you can pop in what you need to do for the day, work out your days, your goals. But alongside that, I use, this is just the same but in a different colour. You can tell I like her. And the books are quite good. So journaling is definitely one that I have found to be so beneficial and quite nice to do. This then led me reading this one. This one is Start With Yourself, Emma Grady. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. I don't think I am. But this one is a new vision for your working life. And what's quite nice about this for Emma is she has built up a quite successful business, but she's also a mother. She manages the household. And there's not many authors who are like this. You can see, like, this book has traveled countries, and I'm still not finished it because I keep going back and forth. And yeah, there's the highlighter is taken out for this, because she touches on topics that are very real, very, very real. So, for example, this here. We don't fault men for going to the gym, taking time to read the paper without interrupting over breakfast, or watching 4 hours of football with her friends. We expect it. But when a woman starts with herself, we assume she's a selfish bee who has terrible priorities. We judge her accordingly. But here's the thing. If I don't take care of myself, who will? So it's a really good book if you have, like, just even in general, I find that I still have to continue. I'm moving on to brand, done career, leadership, I'm moving on to leadership. So it looks like I have 3 more sections. So brand, leadership, and action to do. So yeah, I do like that. And I think this is one where I will keep, like, you can see it's absolutely battered, but it's really good. One of the interesting things that I found, that when I stopped looking at my phone as much, is about 2-3 years ago I started writing. It ended up leaving me to, I haven't read it yet, but buying this. So this is Save the Cat Writes a Novel, the last book on novel writing you'll ever need, Jessica Brody, based on the books by Blake Snyder. I think, I think writing is always a good thing. Like, I've been doing a bit of journaling. I'm not the best at it. When I do say I've been doing journaling, I've just been getting pieces of paper and writing it down. Like, it's not anything, there's no structure to it at the moment. So this is something that I have been considering doing, and hopefully, I know it just improves my writing skill. Your life doesn't need to be filled up with TikTok. Then what else? So there was Do Not Disturb, placing your phone on sleep or reading mode. There was journaling in the morning, and then follow that up by reading. And it doesn't matter what you read. You can read anything. Literally read anything. You're not in school. You can read whatever you want, and that's the best thing. So if you want to read about Svalbard, read about Svalbard. If you want to read about the Northern Lights, read about that. Or if you want to know about cloud formations, nothing's stopping you from reading that, and that's the best thing. I have been getting up in the mornings and going for a walk without my earphones. Well, AirPods. But yeah, that one has been a little bit more trickier than what I expected. And I genuinely, I genuinely thought that would be fine. But yeah, it's a lot harder than what you think. Once you're doing it, the first time you do it, it's like nails on a board. There's a lot of internal resistance. You don't want to do it. You're getting annoyed at yourself. You're like, why didn't I just bring my AirPods? Life would have been easier. I can just listen to music, or I can listen to a podcast. And I was like, no, you can just go for a 15-minute walk. Like, it's fine. Because when you become that reliable on your iPhone, no wonder my focus was gone, and you've noticed that your concentration isn't as good as what it was. So go for a walk outside in the morning. Go for a walk without your AirPods. just being in nature in general. The other one is having a Lumi light at nighttime, so your circadian rhythm, you start getting like into a better sleep cycle, and you feel a lot better. I swear, like, I look younger than what I did 6 months ago. Like, I'm gonna see if I can find a photo and I can put it in another video, but I swear I look younger. I don't know. Internally, you're not looking for the next kind of quick fix. You're actually reminding yourself it's fine, you don't need to. Now this actually brings up a good topic when it comes to, let's say, social media in general. When you have a For You page, I found myself like comparing myself to other people, and you know, that's not good for anyone. And I just wanted to stop and go, actually, do you know what, I want to start doing things for myself. Not look at who where you went to on a wedding, where did you do this, what did you do next. And it's great to see people, but at the same time, when you're consuming nearly 20 hours, 25 hours a week on someone else's content, I don't want to consume someone else's content. I want to create my content and start enjoying life again, because that's just not, it's just not what I want. Like, I want to be able to create content. And YouTube has brought out this new change. So come February 2027, you need to have, I think it's 1,000 subscribers. I'm on 12. And I think it's 8,000 hours watch. So at the moment it's on 4,000. And I thought, you know what, if there was a sign, this was it. While, especially when I'm going through this transformation at the moment of change in everything. We've come to the end of so many different types of transitions in my life, and I wanted to incorporate this because this is something that I actually thoroughly enjoy doing. So even if the edits is bad on this, I don't mind. I'm just going to post it, because guess what, the more you do it, the more you learn. What else have I found beneficial, or that I've noticed since I've kind of reduced my social media? I definitely noticed I'm a little bit more positive. Like, I look younger. I have a better attitude towards life. I'm not worried about what other people think either. Like, if I want to go do something, I'll go do it. I'm not worried about what he see, whatever. Like, or if, you know, it's, I suppose at the end of the day, it's the idea of comparison is the thief of joy. Like, if I want to take up Spanish lessons, I can take up Spanish lessons. I'm not worried about anything else. And that is like the beauty of it, is feeling like you have self-control back. And I'm still working on it. It's not that I have completely back, because that's not the case at all. Like, my watch time is still pretty high. So today my TikTok was 36 minutes, and it is nearly 4 or 5 o'clock in the night. So not that bad, but when you add up all the apps, like, it just adds up. But this week alone, yeah, it's just nearly 5 to 6 hours. That's still quite a lot. And if I put those 5-6 hours to learning Spanish, Irish, like, Gurmil Malgut, you know, I'd be actually refreshed on my Irish, and I could have learned 3-4 new sentences in Spanish. Something else that I've noticed myself is my sleep quality is definitely improved. And, you know, I'm sleeping throughout the night. I'm not waking up. I'm not having eye strain anywhere as what I used to. So that's a massive benefit, obviously. I actually noticed that I'm not snacking as much. I know it sounds a bit of an odd one, but maybe it's because I'm not watching TV as much, but I don't feel like I need to have, like, my secret pleasure is like fizzy drinks, and I love peanuts. Do you know, like, just little snacks? Like, I'm a woman for a snack, and I haven't really been having them as much. So maybe that has an impact where you're not like mindlessly like scrolling and eating. I could be on something, maybe I'm not, but that is something that I've noticed. Another thing I have done is I've left my phone in the house and I went for another walk. That one was a big one. I just try it out. You'll feel horrible the first day you do it, just as pre-warning. Also, when you first start doing it, I really wouldn't recommend like just closing everything off, like do 180, like just do it slow, because the first few days I was so bored. It was like I was itching, I was restless, I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. Back painting, I actually started doing clay magnets. I'll grab a few for you, 2 seconds. Look how cute these are. Watermelon. I like this one, and I don't know why, but it reminds me of my grandmother. This one I tried with like a soft clay. It's meant to be a candle. It doesn't look like a candle, but look, it's fine. And then we've got, I didn't have a magnet that was small enough, so I have a baguette and an egg. So yeah, everything from like clay making, painting, drawing, and trying out different, like I recently decided that I'm going to try knitting. I tried to do crocheting and that didn't really go well. Like I was finding it so irritating that I just wanted to throw it out the window. So I felt like I needed someone to like show me, but knitting got it straight away. That was fine. So yeah, I'm making my first scarf at the moment, but they are just like an overview of how much your life can change, like just on your day-to-day, in terms of like reducing your social media input and like wanting to create and wanting to kind of give back and do something else, do something different, rather than just consume, looking at like different types of videos all the time. Consuming like social media at like that level, I just don't think it's good for anyone. And yeah, I've actually been really enjoying the last couple of weeks, couple of months, and I'm just curious to see how I get on, because if someone said to me, do you know, like you're watching 25 hours of TikTok, I wouldn't have believed them until I checked it myself. I was like, oh yeah, I kind of know it's a little bit bad, but it's not that bad. And then when I looked, that was bad. But yeah, that is it in a nutshell. So from everything from journaling, reading, and reading books, that is how I have found social media to change, and I definitely going to keep continuing doing this. And one more thing before I let you go is I'm not rushing to do my makeup. I'm not rushing to take off my makeup. I'm not rushing to make a quick cup of coffee. I'm not rushing to make my lunch. They are all things that I've definitely noticed I'm slowing down with, and whether that's like doing a full recipe and doing, like I did chicken and vegetable soup the other day, and yeah, it was really nice just letting yourself slow down to that level, and then also being more aware of how you're feeling in yourself, because you do end up looking for the next like endorphin hit to a certain extent. But that is it for today, and I hope to see you in the next video.